If you can get people to address their boredom and see the benefit of being bored, you can attempt to solve and fix a lot of health, fitness, wellness, and performance things that people battle with. I'm as certain of that as I am that these shoes don't match this outfit. Most people's success and failure is on the other side of consistent, repetitive, meticulous, mundane monotony. It is the ability to do the same thing over and over again. And that is what boredom is. But what boredom also is its presence. You are very well aware of what's going on. You don't have any distractions. So if something is not engaging or entertaining, it's heightened, it's blown up, it's bigger, it's magnified. You feel it. Time slows down. Things aren't moving as fast. So because of that, especially in the state that we are in now, people are so fast paced. People have to get their things in a blink of an eye. Boredom seems like a liability. It seems like something you don't want to sit in, but you do want to sit in it. You want to be present. It keeps you present. But the problem is when you're in that presence, if you're in that presence, if you're in it with things that you don't have, and that's often what boredom is. Like, this is not fun. This is not engaging. This is not enjoyable. I'm not hanging out with these people. I'm not doing it as fun or as great as everybody else is doing. This is boring. To be bored is to be present, but to be present is not to be bored. They're two different things. If you are bored, you are hyper present. You are hyper focused. But if your mindset is bad, then you're focused on the negative of those things. And you see why it's so successful in the fitness industry. Like, why the marketing of it, the marketing and the advertising, the production, you see why it's so successful. Because that marketing and advertising doesn't want you to be present, because it makes you think. They want you to think about the past, what you've done. And then they have the answer for your future, for what you've done in the past. If you do my advice, if you listen to my podcast, if you follow my instructions, if you look at the following on my page, if I get you off balance, I get you off focus, and you look at what you could have, what you could be, the people you could hang out with. If you do this exercise, if you look like this and you look like me, now you're not present anymore. Now you're not focused. Now you're not bored. And you realize how successful it is, because now I can get you to do certain things because you're not zoned in. So you want to be bored. And we've said this so many before, and it's contradictory to what we've said, like, don't get bored. But I want to think about it differently now. I want you to be bored, but I want you to be bored with the right mindset. Because if I can get you to be bored with the right mindset, you can be more focused on things, and you can see the benefit of doing meticulous, mundane things over and over again, and how that serves your benefit. And you don't become thirsty, you don't become dependent, you don't become addicted on euphoria and dopamine and being engaged all the time. You remove that weakness, you get rid of that. Boredom can be your best ally, can be your best asset, and it is. And if you can get people to do these things, the same thing over and over again, work out the same way, eat the same way, sleep the same way, read the same way, you can get this boredom, you can use its power. Like, I can't tell you how many athletes, what nightmarish, monstrous competitors they could be if they're not constantly scrolling and looking for what's the new exercise I should do, what's the new routine, what new guru said I should do this. Just take a second, pause, and just look in the past. How many athletes of greatness didn't have access to any of this stuff that we have now, and they would be a problem today. They would be a problem today, and they didn't have anything. They had a wall. They had a dirt floor. They didn't have all this thing that was entertaining. Now, because they didn't know what it was, it wasn't as boring as what we see it now, because our range is a lot. And we have more access to things that are so much entertaining and more engaging. To look back, and it seems painfully boring, but for them, probably wasn't, because this is what it was. This is all they knew. But you understand, I hope you understand, and you see how important it is to stay present in what you're doing. And the thing you can do with boredom and it making you present of what's going on, and hopefully you're not being present on the negative stuff, is you start practicing gratitude. Be gracious. What do you have? Boredom is in a state of what you don't have, what's missing. And it's just a small switch of the brain, small switch of the decision that you have control over. Switch it over. What do you have? I don't have this facility, but do you have a floor in your house? Do you have a floor where you live? If you have a floor, you have a gym. I don't have a treadmill. Do you have outside? Can you run outside? I don't have a weight set. Can you do push-ups? And you realize how these small things in the environment of boredom, like how powerful they can be. Your push-up could be your vitality. It could be your plastic surgeon. It could be your therapist. That simple movement can be everything to keep you moving forward. It's a practice. And being in boredom and being bored, it's a practice, and it's staying in that practice. And as you attempt it, you move closer to things. You don't get better with it each time. That's nonsense. That's not true. Each time you attempt something, you don't get better. Sometimes you get worse. Sometimes you get worse than you were before because you didn't know what it was. And now you have to make your attempts to what it is. And now you have to have a better perspective and understanding of that. And then you make your decision off of that. So it's a constant back and forth. It's a constant peaks and valleys. And that's just what it is. You need to get over that. And it's to your benefit because it's an education. It's a lesson. None of the things I'm telling you in this right now are easy. They're hard to come by. And they're hard to come by because you're trying to establish control. But what comes with control is accountability. Accountability is tough. You can't blame anything anymore. You can't blame anyone. And you don't want to. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't help you. You want to blame yourself. Regardless if it is or it is not your fault, like you want to take it on because you control it. You can't do something if someone did something to you and like now it's gotten you off. Oh, so what? Now you got to take care of it. You got to do it. You want that. We want you to be bored, but bored with the right mindset. Gives you presence. Presence gives you patience. It gives you focus. It gives you direction. It gives you aim. You want these things. And my goodness, if people could just understand that in your hands, the fountain of youth and the ability to kind of rewind some of the things you've done from your body and help it be better is on the other side of just doing boring tasks all the time. You can be aware, you can measure it, you can see where you went wrong, but when you're distracted, everything is going so fast. But when you're bored, everything slows down. And that's to your benefit. You want to be bored, you want to be present, a better understanding of this machine and what's going on, and don't let this industry tell you otherwise. I will fucking die on this. The best expertise, the only expertise you need is of yourself. And if you can get that understanding of you and understanding you and have a better understanding of why you're getting off track, of why you're getting off base, and why you can't sit and do the same thing over and over again, you will be immeasurably successful. You will feel immeasurably better than you did before because, again, now you know what it is. At first, and when you know what it is, it doesn't feel good at first because now you got to address it. You know what it is. But you need to have that component to it. This new podcast, this new information, this new data, this new study coming out about this follower, this new book doesn't help you because you still need to carry it out on a daily basis. And if you don't have the right mindset to carry it out on a daily basis and do it in a meticulous way to where you can understand what's going on, and you let boring things, which most of life is boring, even though this industry is telling you like it's not. Like when you're working out, it's a goddamn party all the time. People lifting weights, grunting, screaming. It's engaging. No, it's not. It's nonsense. It's boring. And it's to your benefit that it is. Stay present. Stay here. Stay focused. You want things to slow down, man. You want things to slow down. You have a better chance of controlling them and understanding them. Adjusting, readjusting, re-aiming. Go back at it. Go back at it again. What you could do. If you're an athlete, oh my goodness, I would not want to be on the other side of an athlete who doesn't have a problem with being bored. That doesn't slow them down. That is a nightmarish person you do not want to be on the receiving end of. That is not something you want to see on game day, on fight night. You do not want to see that person. Because they can conjure things up. They don't need anything to pull them. They can pull it out of nowhere. They can do mundane things and do it over and over and over again. Sharpen it, tighten it, screw it in, lock it in. Immovable. Their mindset, their mentality. Be bored. Be very, very, very bored. Allows you to be present. One of the most powerful things you can be on this planet and in this existence is be present. And if you can get that presence, pair that with your boredom, and have it be aimed at a task, you are virtually unstoppable.